Привет, ребята, меня зовут Сергей, и я хочу рассказать вам немножко о том, кто я такой, и где я живу, и чем занимаюсь, но меня попросили сделать это по-английски, поэтому я сейчас переключусь на английский язык. Hi kids, my name is Sergey, and I live in Melbourne, Australia. Melbourne is a big city in Australia. It's got about 4 million people, and it's in the south of Australia, so it's relatively cool here. As you can see, it's winter right now. It's a bit cold, so that's why I'm wearing a jacket. Now, I've been living in Australia for 25 years, since 1994. I came here when I was 19. And since then, I've been doing a lot of different things. I was a Hare Krishna monk for about 7 years, 4 years before I came to Australia and 3 years after I came to Australia. Then I did several other things. I studied at university. I worked as a computer programmer and as a software engineer. I also worked as a salesman, and I've done a few other things as well, but for the last few years I've been working as an interpreter. An interpreter, in my case a Russian interpreter, is someone who helps people who don't speak English to understand the person they're talking to. I work at this hospital right behind me. It's called the Alfred Hospital. It's one of the biggest hospitals in Melbourne. And I help doctors, nurses, and other medical staff communicate with people of Russian, Ukrainian, Jewish, Armenian, Georgian, Uzbek, and other backgrounds who speak Russian but don't speak enough English to help them understand each other, basically, to communicate with each other. And now I would like to quickly show you where I am right now. I'm standing in this park. It's across the road from my hospital, which is behind me. There is a big road called St Kilda Road just behind those buildings, behind those residential buildings that you can see in the background. And now I'm just turning to those buildings far in the background there, you can see they are the city of Melbourne, or Melbourne City, which is the central part of this big city. This city is huge. It's about 100 kilometers across, both from east to west, or west to east, and from south to north to south and south to north. So it's quite huge. Now, I just wanted to tell you why I suggest that you learn English, why I recommend highly that you do that. Now it's a bit windy, I'm sorry, it's probably noisy. So the reason why I suggest that you learn English is because it can help you communicate with so many people in the world. Russian, Ukrainian are also, especially, well, those languages are great. You really need to know them. You need to know your native language. And English at the moment is the language of international communication. So you can speak with people from many different countries who don't speak your language, but they speak English. And there is a lot of knowledge available in English as well. There is so much, basically it just enriches your life. I started learning English when I was about 15, when I was in year 11, 16 maybe. Year 11 back in Russia. And at school I learned German, but I decided one day that I also wanted to learn English. So I attended an English course, and that didn't really help me speak perfect English, but it gave me enough confidence to learn it. So after I did that, I decided to read books in English, to listen to lectures in English, you know, basically communicate in English whenever I could. And by the time I came to Australia, which was about 3 or 4 years later, I was able to hold a conversation, to read, to understand, you know, people speaking. Of course, Australia, the English that they speak in Australia is quite unique, and it's not for someone who studied English at school, who learned the American version or the British version. It's a bit hard to understand at first, but eventually one gets used to it. And now as an interpreter, I can understand all sorts of accents, all sorts of pronunciations, and you know, it's quite easy for me now. So anyway, I suggest that you learn English, and good luck to you with that. Good luck to you in this endeavor. See you later. Bye.